It's with a heavy heart that I have to say that Christopher Daniels may never wrestle at Ring of Honor again. However, we remain in contact, and he continues to guide us along our path. And tonight, he has given us 2 clear goals. 1, we will walk out at Boston the tag team champs, thus leading the prophecy back to glory. And secondly, we will destroy the Second City Saints.
Punk, Cabana, Second City Saints. I got some good news and I got some bad news. Let me give you something right now. You took out our leader. You took him out. The bad news is, for you, that's not gonna stop us. See, because tonight, we regain, we bring back the gold to the prophecy. And that's step 1 to running this company once again the way it ought to be. Step 2 is when we turn it up. We're Moth and we're Moth. Turn it up, damn it! The way that this shit was supposed to go. And one of you saints, I don't care who it is, you ain't making it home. You ain't walking out of here on your own power. Retribution starts tonight. We mark our territory. You know it. Christopher Daniels, this one is for you.
No.
Once again, it's on. It's me, Sugar Sean Price, here deep in the heart of Massachusetts with the illustrious Prince Nana. Mr. Nana, how can I be of service to you tonight?
Service to me, just follow me, all right?
Yes, sir.
Because for a long time, Prince Nana has been searching far and wide for the foundation of what the embassy is all about, and quite frankly, I think I finally found them.
Right here?
Oh yes, right here. Here they are, the Ring Crew guys, the Outcast Killers. Outcast Killers, from now on, Prince Nana is offering his hand to you guys as a dual supporter, and you can leave Ring Crew and join me because I'm supporting you guys now.
We don't gotta do this
no more. Drop your tools, come with me, follow my directions, and you become stars.
Holy
smokes. To go to Japan, we're gonna go out.
Yo, don't get all excited yet, boys.
Hey, you know what? We've been narrowing it down around here. What about you guys? You guys want a reputation, right?
You crapping our bags?
No, that ain't us, man.
Let me tell you something.
No.
Let me tell you one thing. You don't talk to these guys like that.
Who's gonna stop us from talking to them like that?
I'm going because I said so, and because these guys are the next biggest tag teams here in Ring of Honor. So
Really?
That's right. That's right.
Well, I'll tell you what. We suspect that they crapped in our bags, and we're gonna take it out on them.
What, do we look dirty?
Take it out on them.
Do that, man. You look dirty.
How about all 3 of you? It don't matter. How about all 3 of you?
You got it. How about I do something better?
You got one better for us?
I have one better for you. Is that the way you say it?
Do you,
One
Prince?
better. 1, 2, and 3. And a mystery partner. Yes, Prince Nana has recruited one more person to the embassy. Mystery partner. You guys see who he is.
I'm shaking.
You know what? We got a couple guys. We got hey, how about these guys? How about you guys?
Hey, you guys
These guys
don't
earned our
got
respect.
You guys
We were out
earned
there
our
in the
respect.
Midwest. We kicked their ass. They got right back up.
Nana, you got 4 guys?
4 guys.
How about you guys? You got with us?
You
down
rock
with the
him out
crew?
on Philly, and we'll rock him in Boston. 'Cause we're not going to take it anymore.
How about that, Nana? Okay.
All right, it's on.
So we'll see you at bell time.
It's on, boys.
And that's why you, and only you, can help us find a cure for gingivitis. For Ring of Honor, I'm Colt Cabana. Make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.
Okay, cut.
Woo! Alright, that's the public service announcement you wanted. You got film for Good Times, Great Memories?
Yeah, who do you got for guest?
Some midget. I forget his name. I don't know, I guess it's good for ratings or people will laugh. I don't know, whatever.
Good. I've been looking all over for you, bro. Grab your belt. They want us to go do promo stuff for Round Robin Challenge.
Okay, no problem. I got a little promo to...
Bro, you told me in Jersey no more stupid talk show. You
Dude,
gotta
it's
be
not that
serious.
stupid.
Buckle down. We got 2 title defenses tonight.
Alright, I know. They had this midget coming in from, I don't know where,
All right, this is more important. Come on, grab your belt. Let's go.
We're still rolling here, guys.
All right. Well, that makes my life easier. Anything that makes my life easier.
Let's do it.
What you're looking at right now is Colt Cabana and CM Punk, the Second City Saints. This is tag team domination. We rolled through our hometown of Chicago and we beat the Briscoes. And we got the tag team gold. This is gold everybody here in Ring of Honor wants. We got the Prophecy, we got Special K, we got the Briscoes, but we're on the top of the mountain and nobody's knocking us off. Even Ring of Honor management, who doesn't deem us a marketable tag team. You see, the kid who tells everybody that he's better than everybody doesn't sell a whole lot of t-shirts. You can't market that. You can't market drug-free. We're not popular. So what do? They bring in a troubleshooting referee that sticks his nose into our business. And I just don't think it's fair to defend our tag team belts in any sort of a match that Ricky the Dragon troubleshooting referee Steamboat has the nerve to stick his nose into.
You talking about old man Steamboat?
Steamboat, you may be a legend. Look at me, Steamboat. You may be a legend. You should have stayed in the museum where you belong. We're the young lions in this business. We got tag team gold. And I don't care who it is. I'll defend this belt 30 days a month. Cabana will, Ace will. But it's not fair because you hate us. You have an issue with us. So for you to referee our match just simply isn't fair. So tonight, there will be no troubleshooting referee. The only thing it's going to be tonight, just like we finished off Chris Daniels, we finish Danny Moff. We finish BJ Whitmer. And then we finish the Briscoes. We're going 2-0 in round robin 3. And when the night is over with, you'll know exactly why the Second City Saints are better than you.
I like it.
May 15th. We're in Lexington, Massachusetts, right outside Boston at the National Guard Armory. I'm Chris Lovey, and thrown right into the fire, making his debut, wrestling historian Mark Nolte.
Thank you, Chris, and you weren't kidding about being thrown into the fire. It feels like it's 150 degrees here, and that's going to be a factor as these men have to wrestle multiple matches tonight.
Big chair shot by Dan Moff. You're 100% right about that, Mark. It's great to have you here in the broadcast booth. You're going to add a lot of insight, a lot of history to the wrestling business. But right now, history could be made with the ROH tag team titles on the line. You see Punk and Whitmer in the ring. The Second City Saints, they just won the belts on the last ROH show, ROH Reborn. And a big shining wizard by Punk. It could be over. No, Whitmer rolls out. Let's see if the Saints can be successful. Real interesting to note that this is the first time the Round Robin Challenge Series is tag teams, and the first time that titles are on the line. Whatever matches involve the champions, the belts will be defended tonight.
Chris, that's got to be a bit of a distraction to the champions, knowing that they're going to have to wrestle at least twice to defend those belts. Plus, this is the hottest feud in ROH right now on top of it.
The Saints Prophecy War has erupted. It's seen casualties like Christopher Daniels in that Match of the Year candidate 6-man at battle lines are drawn. It's seen Lucy as a casualty when BJ Whitmer took her out. And now it's erupting right here in the Boston area. And Moff is signaling for that big cannonball.
If he hits this could be over right here. And you've got to look at the way that Moff and Cabana makes the save with a huge clothesline.
Moff is down. Lots of mayhem in the early going to this one. Ref Gary Moyer, the ROH officials before this match told him, hey, let it go. Have this one have relaxed rules. Because we know after all the no contests in the past between the Prophecy and the Saints that, well, you got to let these guys fight it out if you want to win it.
And notice that the champs used their pull as champs to keep Ricky Steamboat out of this match.
Very good point there, Mark. Ricky Steamboat brought in as an enforcer. And what are the Saints doing now? They were trying to leave, but Whitmer cutting him off. But going back to Steamboat, he was brought in as an enforcer to get a clear winner in this feud after the no contest. But you heard CM Punk earlier, the Saints will not defend the titles in any bouts that have Ricky Steamboat involved as an official or referee. And I tell you what, that Ricky Steamboat CM Punk, that feud is really something to keep an eye on, especially after what we saw in St. Punk.
Well, it's just a shame to see that Punk Steamboat feud. Punk claims to honor tradition, then acts like this.
No doubt as Punk now spilling into the crowd with Whitmer. And he pays the price. Big release over the head, belly to belly suplex by Whitmer.
And that's why Whitmer's number 2 in the top 5 rankings for ROH. Whitmer may be as hot as any wrestler in the promotion right now.
And there's Cabana perched on the top. Big missile dropkick on Moff.
And Cabana looking to end this here and keep those belts. But look at Moff getting out, rolling that shoulder at 2.
And Gary Moore, he's letting it go in this one. Relaxed rules. Now the rest of the matches in the round robin challenge, they will not be relaxed rules. And you know the Briscoes, they have to be enjoying this right now in the locker room, Mark.
This is going to be a war of attrition, especially in a building this hot with no air conditioning. The Briscoes are the former champions, can't wait for an opportunity to get those belts back.
And whoever they face, whether it's Moff and Whitmer or Cabana and Punk, they will be getting a shot at the tag titles later tonight, and they will be wrestling a team that's going to be worn down after this war. And what's Cabana going for here? A very unique submission move. Nicely done.
But he's not paying attention to Whitmer. Whitmer mounts the top rope, comes on with a bulldog.
Beautifully done. Nice double team work by the Prophecy. Cover. No, not enough.
Both teams, you can tell the intensity of this feud. Both teams have been hit with moves that would normally beat them, but this feud is so intense, they're pulling out all the stops and kicking out of things they normally wouldn't. And this time, it's BJ Whitmer with his back turned while on the top rope.
Moff and Whitmer, they're not always on the same page. We know that they don't like each other. Can they pull it together to become tag team champions for Christopher Daniels? Oh, big mule kick there by Punk. And here comes Allison Danger. What's she doing? She's looking hot as always. I wouldn't mind getting a piece of that. CM Punk's a lucky guy.
Well, CM Punk may be lucky. Allison Danger not so lucky. This is a huge tactical error on her part.
And Punk, what's he gonna do? He's got Danger. Oh, Moff spears him out of his boots.
Allison Danger sacrificed her own body to distract CM Punk, allowing Moff to regain the advantage. And you're right, the referee has swallowed his whistle here, as they would say in the NBA, letting the athletes decide this contest as the Second City Angels heading back to the dressing room again.
The Saints trying to run one more time, and Moff and Whitmer cutting him off. And wow, I got to be real impressed with the teamwork of Moff and Whitmer. I mean, I guess they're doing it for Christopher Daniels. Danger's saying earlier, we might not ever see Daniels in Ring of Honor again after the injury he sustained to CM Punk in Ohio. And Moff and Whitmer, I guess they're trying to get on the same page to win it for the Prophecy.
And maybe Allison Danger providing some leadership.
And now we got all 4 men in the ring. I guess you could call this a Texas Tornado match. The rest of the round robin challenge matches won't be like this. And what are the Prophecy going for here? No, the Saints hold on and they're ducking out again.
The Olympics are coming up. This looks like a relay team, Cabana and Punk.
And hold on, they grabbed the belts, Mark. They're leaving with the belts. I think they can't do this.
They'd rather take the count-out loss than lose the titles.
It's Steamboat.
And Ricky Steamboat may not be able to referee this match, but he's exerting his authority right here, making the champions go back to the ring and defend their titles.
He's not going to let the Saints run, and neither will Dan Moff with that huge tope. The momentum is switching here. I can feel the momentum in the favor of the Prophecy. Whitmer now, he's got Cabana trying to get him up. No. And hold on, he's got the wrist. Wrist clutch exploder, dangerous! Cover!
We have new champions! I can't believe it! The Prophecy have come together to get it done!
Moff and Whitmer, they are your new ROH Tag Team Champions. Dan Moff, he has been in ROH since the very first show. He opened up this promotion, and now he finally gets a belt around his waist. BJ Whitmer, he's worked so hard. He finally has his first ROH title. Allison Danger leads the way, and Ricky Steamboat scores a victory over the Second City Saints as he was the factor that changed the momentum in this one.
The fourth happiest person in the ring, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Just too much for Steamboat. He's not even supposed to be wrestling. He's been retired since 1994 with that injured back.
Even a former NWA World Heavyweight Champion like Ricky Steamboat can't fight off both men, and this has got to be embarrassing.
Oh, and Steamboat's coming back, yes! Oh, and right to the eyes. Oh, and down goes Steamboat, and the Saints, they've proved their point. Let's get out of here. This is just disgusting.
Yes, we did.
Oh my God, we did. We did. Oh my God, we did.
Yes, 2 years on the water. 2 years on the water. Finally worked out. We did it for Chris. We did it for Daniels. That's right. We did it for Daniels.
So party tonight. Oh my God. Oh, he's gonna be so awesome. Awesome, baby. Awesome.
Hold on, we're get it back to the ring. Get it back to the ring. They got Steamboat on a table. No. Ah! That table was that a bad? Oh, Steamboat's back was at an unnatural position. Oh my God. They might have just retired Ricky Steamboat again. now Matt Striker in the green against Alex Shelley in the black. And Mark, I got to admit, I'm having a hard time getting focused on this match after what we just saw with Ricky Steamboat and the Second City Saints. Ricky Steamboat put through a table by CM Punk. Absolutely shocking, absolutely unbelievable. Steamboat's a guy who's been retired since 1994 with a back injury. And what's Punk trying to do? Throw out that back again, into that back again, and he might have been successful.
Well, the thing about Ricky Steamboat is not only is he a legend in the ring, like you mentioned, but he's also a great ambassador out of it, one of the most popular figures in the history of professional wrestling. And it's just despicable what Punk and Cabana did.
I'll get back to it later. I mean, Shelley, you just saw him right there. I have to make note of it. He taunted Striker, holding the two fingers up to Striker's face. Basically, what we have here is a rematch of the battle lines are drawn. And Shelley lost that match. And he said, hey, the only reason I lost was because of the 3 rope break rule. That, of course, was the first match ever to feature the 3 rope break rule. And Shelley is so bold that he went on to challenge Striker to a best of 3 series starting tonight right here in Boston. But Shelley's only signed on for 2 matches because he says that he'll beat Striker 2 straight times.
Well, we see athletes in all kinds of sports making all kinds of guarantees, but Alex Shelley really has put himself in a position where he could be embarrassed, and the embarrassment could start if he drops this first match.
It's also interesting to note that Alex Shelley has been talking a lot about Generation Next lately, and that'll be the next show in Philadelphia in just 1 week. The title of the show is Generation Next. The concept is that 8 of the hungry, best upcoming talents are going to be pitted against each other in matches. They'll be drawn at random that night, and at the end of the night, the fans will be given a ballot, and they'll be able to vote for who impressed them the most. So you're going to see careers made or broken next week in Philadelphia, and Alex Shelley will be one of the men in Generation Next.
And he is going to try to figure out a way to fend off a fired-up Striker. Matt Striker, should be pointed out, is ranked number 4 in the ROH top 5.
Yeah, that's right. And Shelley, he's not ranked, but if you can beat someone that's in the top 5, well, that'll put you right into the top 5. And with the number 1 contenders trophy on a hiatus right now, all the challengers for the titles are going to be selected out of the top 5 rankings. So you got to figure that being in that top 5, it's critical, it's crucial if you want to get to the top of ROH. Not to mention the fact that it's just prestigious to be mentioned among the top 5 athletes when you have a roster as deep and talented as the ROH roster. As we see some beautiful submission work by Alex Shelley.
Alex Shelley working both the knees and the neck of Striker. Striker goes to the ropes for the break.
Well, Alex Shelley, he will be looking for that Border City stretch, no doubt about that. That is a move that hurts on the neck. And there's a cover, not quite enough. It only takes 3 seconds, but it's going to take a little more than that to defeat someone of the quality of Matt Striker.
You wonder if Shelley may have gotten inside of Striker's head a little bit with the boast. We saw Striker was agitated even on the lockup as a beautiful over-the-top rope leg drop by Shelley. The cover hooks the back leg, and Striker kicks out.
You know, you might be right about that, Mark. Shelley is definitely the kind of guy that knows how to get under people's skin. And by saying he's going to defeat Striker in 2 straight, that's just insulting, especially considering that Matt Striker is a Field of Honor champion.
Field of Honor champion has really faced everybody. Beautiful rolling German suplex coming by Striker.
And there's another one. He holds on again. Very impressive by Matt Striker. Shelley fighting for his life right now.
Trying to switch out. There's the standing switch by Shelley. Shelley, superior technical wrestler.
And there's another submission working on the neck. Look at that. Shelley pulling back on the arms while pressing forward with his feet. That's a lot of pressure, and Striker only has one option, and he gets to the ropes. And
that's the second time Striker's had to go to the ropes, which is an ironic compared when you consider what Shelley said about their first meeting.
Right about that. And now Shelley taking over there with a bridge. No, not quite enough.
Barely rolls the shoulder at 2.5.
You know, I still have my mind on that Steamboat thing. I mean, just the way that table broke and then Punk connected with that leg drop. I mean, there's no mercy there. I mean, I just can't even get the words out about that.
And the only thing Ricky Steamboat did wrong was force the tag team champions to go back to the ring and defend their titles. He did not get involved physically in that match.
But the Steamboat Punk feud is really heating up here after what we saw in Elizabeth, New Jersey, after what we saw in St. Paul. And wow, there's a nice submission by Striker. Let's see Let's see if Shelley can get out of it.
I wonder what's going through the Briscoes' mind now as they're going to be having to face the Prophecy for those tag team titles later.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. Striker is staggered, though. Let's see if Shelley can follow up. We got to get focused on the match in the ring, I guess, Mark. And hold on, what's this? Striker's got him up. Shelley's struggling. Oh, it turns into a crucifix. No! Striker rolls through. He's got him up for that Death Valley driver again. Yes, he scores with it. It could be all over. Oh, Shelley rolls to the floor and saves himself.
Good ring generalship by Shelley there. Knows that there was no way he was going to kick out. So he goes all the way to the floor to try to buy some time to clear the cobwebs. The question is there such a thing as enough time after getting connected with that? Striker, there's the cover, and Shelley figures out a way to roll the shoulder at 2.
That was that pause that he had while he was on the floor. That definitely saved him. That Death Valley driver puts them all down. And Striker right now, he's got to be wondering what it's going to take. Perhaps he might want to start working on the legs to set up for the Striker lock.
Well, Striker...
Oh, he's going for another Death Valley driver. No, Shelley gets out of the hold. Tries to take Striker down. No, Striker comes up with the leg. And yes, he's got a hook. Can he turn it over? There it is, the Striker lock.
And I don't think Shelley's close enough to the ropes to get to the ropes. He may have to submit here. Oh, he almost tapped.
There it is. Oh, twice there. He looks like he's going to tap. He is fighting the pain. It is racing through his legs, and yes, he gets the ropes.
And look at Striker smartly working that count, keeping the hold on for every possible second he can before getting disqualified, or without getting disqualified.
Striker has to jump all over Shelley again and get that Striker lock. He can't wait. And what's this? Cover! And that's it! That was 3 seconds. Paul Turner hesitated, but Striker didn't get the shoulders up. What a victory for Shelley. It only takes 3 seconds, and we just witnessed it there. And so far, Shelley is backing up his words as he heads into Generation Next.
everybody, it's GMC. I'm here with the Briscoe brothers, the former Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. I understand, guys, I wasn't in Chicago, but I understand at Reborn, it was a hell of a match. You lost the titles to the Second City Saints on their home turf. Now tonight, momentarily, you're going to be heading to the ring. We have the Prophecy waiting for you. They're the champs now. What do you have to say to your fans as you enter this all-important match, guys?
Yeah, we will take those titles back, our titles. You know, before we talk about those titles, I want to address something more important. Jim Cornette, you called us, you told us you were going to be in Chicago, you're going to have our backs in the corner. Well, he wasn't there, and so what happened? We lose the belts. Well, Cornette, we already learned everything that you got to teach us. Now you're doing nothing but taking our money. Jim Cornette, you're fired.
Cornette fired?
Now, tonight, Prophecy, new tag team champions. Who's it been? Backseat Boys, Joe, and his 100 partners. We've beaten everybody Ring of Honor's put in front of us. We are the best tag team. Everybody knows that. And tonight, we're getting the belt back against the Prophecy.
All right, everybody, you heard it first here. Jim Cornette's fired. The Briscoe brothers heading to the ring in a little while, and they're saying they're coming back, and they're going to be leaving that ring as Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions.
is speaking the truth. But what can you do? First class white trash, you know what I'm saying?
We have 8-man tag team action underway. The new embassy headed by Prince Nana. We have Omar Tortuga in there, Diablo Santiago on the outside, and Josh Daniels. I guess that's the newest member of the embassy that Prince Nana was talking about earlier. And of course, on the other side, we have Loke, DeVito, Dunn, and Marcos. You saw earlier on the tape exactly why this match is taking place. The Carnage crew, Loke and DeVito, they're still trying to figure out who crapped in their bags.
Well, that's one way to say it.
Well, it's right to the point. That's what happened. At our best, they won Scramble Cage 2. They main evented the biggest show in ROH history in front of the biggest crowd. They had Dusty Rhodes by their side, and their moment was ruined when somebody crapped in their bag. Who did it? We don't know, and Loke and DeVito are determined to beat everyone up until they get some information.
If the FCC is listening, that is Chris Lovey.
As there's Omar putting Loke down. Loke up and over now. Omar catches him with a knee. Nicely done. Another knee to the face. And then Zaguri, Loke ducks. And Loke hits a stepping Zaguri of his own.
Chris, with all due respect to these athletes, it's still a little hard to focus thinking about Ricky the Dragon Steamboat in the back.
Artie, our producer, he's in my earpiece right now. He's telling me it's a very ugly scene in the back. Ricky Steamboat is thrown on the floor. His back is thrown out. He cannot move. And I'm just completely disgusted by the Second City Saints. CM Punk putting him through a table. Oh, what a crossface. Well, after taking those cross faces, you'd admit it if you did it just to get out of there.
I'd admit it if I didn't do it.
And Omar, he needs a tag in a bad way. And here comes Diablo, tagging himself in, Diablo Santiago.
Reluctantly.
I'd be reluctant too. Look at DeVito.
Oh, now we want to be friends.
Diablo is demanding a tag, and I can't get over Josh Daniels. Why did he sell out to Prince Nana? How is he a member of the embassy? Hopefully we'll get some answers soon.
Money talks. It's an old cliche, but the reason cliches are cliches is because sometimes they're true.
I do have to know, too, as Marcos comes in, half of the Ring Crew Express, he's still paying his dues on the Ring Crew, while I guess Diablo and Oman, they are off the Ring Crew. But coming up next, we will find out who turned out the lights in St. Paul, as Samoa Joe will face the newest Rottweiler, and it is the man who turned out the lights, which led to homicide, fireballing Joe in the face.
That's such a shocking incident. It's just hard to express how disgusting that whole situation was.
Homicide snapped. He thought that he had the title won. When he found out he didn't, he snapped, and the lights went out in a mystery, and a fireball was thrown, and complete mayhem broke out in St. Paul. That's an ending of an ROH show you have to see to believe.
Did you think Homicide was capable of that?
There's no telling what he's capable of nowadays. As now we have Marcos tagging out to Dunn. Diablo, he's in a 2-on-1 disadvantage. And now they're making Diablo play air guitar. That's just insulting.
We talked a little bit about paying their dues and earning their respect. They earned Carnage Crew's respect by taking a beating from them in the Midwest and getting back up. That's why they're getting to be in this match.
As there's Dunn taking the beating from Prince Nana, dishing it back out with an arm drag. Beautifully done. And Nana again taken down with an arm drag, and Nana's out, and here comes the powerful Josh Daniels. And now now Dunn trying to take over on him. That's not going to work against Josh Daniels.
Just ran right into that one. Josh Daniels, such a ring veteran, knows exactly where he is all the time. You cannot do blind charges.
Josh Daniels, he is making his name here in ROH. Very impressive, trying to earn that spot. Let's see if he can get it. And it looks like he sold out to Prince Nana, maybe perhaps to get that full-time spot in ROH. We'll just have to wait and find out why. As Dunn right now in a bad part of town. Cover!
And seeing an 8-man tag team match, not only do you have to worry about taking a beating from 2 men like a regular tag, but there's 3 guys in the corner.
It's so easy to have a fresh guy in the ring. And Dunn trying to make a comeback. No, Diablo catches him. Nice T-bone suplex with a bridge. Just a 2 count. Dunn needs that tag in a bad way.
In the worst way possible. And now Nana, boy, look how excited he is to come in now that he has the advantage.
Well, he lost Xavier, who was out for about 6 months with a shoulder injury. He had to rebuild his embassy, and it looks like he's done that tonight right here in the Boston area.
And right now, there's another blind charge, and this time he hits it.
Oh, and there's that big ass to the face. And I just got word from the back that Steamboat is being taken to the hospital. He's being stretchered out of the building. And that just,
the worst possible news.
That just makes me sick. All right, I got to get focused on the match here, Mark. It's tough when you have what happened to Steamboat. I mean, that table, it broke too early, and then Steamboat was in such an unnatural position for that leg drop. That's not how we treat legends here in Ring of Honor. And what's Marcos doing? Marcos now coming in, and he's cleaning house. The referee losing control of this one. No tag. This isn't a scramble match.
Well, he was drawn in when he was spit upon and lost his temper. And this is what happens when you lose your composure in the middle of a match.
Well, it's breaking down now. Josh Daniels looking very impressive, though. Uh-oh, he gets caught. It's 2-on-1, and it's the Carnage Plex.
Carnage crew are living up to their name right here.
Nice double team by the Outcast Killers, though. And we got a cover. No, DeVito. And this shouldn't be going on anyways. The referee needs to get some order in this one. This is not a tag team scramble.
It is almost impossible to keep control of an 8-man tag team match.
Prince Nana, nice swinging backbreaker. DeVito's down. Oh, big senton.
And Vito and the Carnage crew had been talking so much about getting answers, and right now, I don't even think they can figure out what the question is.
And what's this? Done. Nice gory bomb on Oman. The referee letting it go. And what's Dunn and Marco signaling for now? You know they have to be a little envious that the Outcast Killers are off the ring crew, but the Outcast Killers had to sell their soul to Prince Nana to do that.
Somewhere Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson are looking on with pride.
And there's the stage dive.
You've got to give the Ring Crew Express credit. They have absolutely nothing to lose in this. This is their opportunity, and they don't know how many opportunities they're going to have. So they've got to make an impression here.
We have Loke in the ring. Can he get an answer? Who vandalized his bag? Was it Oman? We got a back and forth chops.
This time Loke brings him up.
Wow, against the knee, nicely done.
Stomach breaker, and Vito off the top rope. Loke setting.
Powerbomb. And what's Loke doing? Oh, DeVito with a big lariat. Cover. Loke wisely gets him away from the ropes. Yes, they got him. Loke and DeVito, they get the win, but they still haven't gotten any answer.
being accompanied by Julian Stokes and Homicide from Havana, Cuba, weighing 235 pounds, representing the Atlanta Pitbulls,
they have sworn that there's no way that you and Samoa Joe are going to be in the same that there's no way, as long as you're in the ring, that Samoa Joe's going to play, and there's no way that he's going to go through those terms. So they're telling me you need to get back to the dressing room. I'm just delivering a message.
Get his fat ass! Hey! He don't jump me from behind! He don't jump me from behind! Get his fat ass! Get Joe here!
I'm the greatest of all times. I'm gonna say it just like Ali did. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. Come on. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Homicide, Samoa Joe are fighting through the curtain. This brawl started in the locker room. These two aren't even supposed to cross paths tonight.
And Samoa Joe is trying to get his hands on Homicide. I don't think Samoa Joe cares what the ROH officials have deemed.
And they are brawling into the crowd. Ringside cannot contain this. Samoa Joe and Homicide, oh, we got a chair involved. Ricky Ray is the man who turned out the lights in St. Paul, but that's not even a factor right now as we have Joe and Homicide throwing fists right here in Boston. They're going to be fighting for the world title next week in Philadelphia, and this issue has got so violent after what ended the Chicago home release, after what happened in St. Paul. We didn't want these two to come face to face until next week, and we might not even have Ricky Reyes against Samoa Joe right now, and I can't believe Ricky Reyes is the newest Rottweiler, and that's almost becoming a secondary story to what we're seeing right now. Can we get the locker room out there? Get security. Let's separate this.
I don't see it. Now, Ricky Reyes has joined the fray as it looks like they're trying to figure out a way to get Samoa Joe back to the locker room. Ricky Reyes, who has turned into quite the cheap shot artist.
Well, Ricky Reyes is now taking it to Samoa Joe, the locker room did empty, and they are struggling to take Homicide to the locker room. And we finally are getting the scheduled match underway here. It's supposed to be Samoa Joe against the man who turned out the lights in St. Paul, and that man has turned out to be Ricky Reyes. The Havana Pitbulls, Ricky Reyes and Rocky Romero, now aligned with the Rottweilers, and wow, what talent you have there when you take Homicide, Ricky Reyes, and Rocky Romero, and they're guided by Julius Smokes. Homicide absolutely snapping after he thought that he won the world title in St. Paul at ROH Reborn Stage 1. When he found out he didn't win it, he snapped, and he has not been the same since, as he is now more dangerous and absolutely uncontrollable now. But we got quite a match in the ring, a surprise match. Ricky Reyes against the ROH World Champion Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe, I'm not even sure that he knows he's facing Ricky Reyes. He is just so focused on Homicide. Came out of the ring, what a brawl, and it looked like Ricky Reyes wisely tried to follow up on that advantage. But Samoa Joe is just so tough and has been behind in so many matches before.
This is a grudge match. No code of honor in this one. Samoa Joe wants a piece of whoever turned out the lights that led to that fireball in St. Paul where Joe was disfigured.
And speaking of which, we were supposed to have the Samoa Joe's his interview program, but we're not going to be able to have that today. He could not find a guest. Nobody wanted to be that close to Samoa Joe for any length of time.
That's how hot the Samoa Joe Homicide feud is. Homicide uncontrollable in a frenzy of rage, almost demonic these days. Samoa Joe is irate. He's going to take out whoever is in his path. No one wanted to do Samoa Joe's ring tonight, and that's surprising because you know these guys live for airtime, and everyone turned it down. So you got to give Ricky Reyes right now some credit for even stepping into the ring against Samoa Joe.
Well, if you notice Ricky Reyes, when he walked to the ring, he almost looked like a man walking to the gallows.
Ricky Reyes, he is as tough as they come. He and Rocky Romero, they made an immediate impact in ROH on their debut during the Reborn weekend. They came into Ring of Honor. They said, we're not going to climb the ladder. We want top billing right away. And with their international reputations in New Japan and CMLL, they got it. Oh, what a slap. And this one's breaking down here. Reyes good with a big forearm. Here he comes again. And Joe spikes him through the mat.
Samoa Joe, his first offense of the night. Ricky Reyes is about to pay for turning out the lights.
Samoa Joe, he is in his 14th month as Ring of Honor World Champion. He made it a world belt. And he is taking it to Ricky Reyes right now. Cover! As we saw earlier in Striker versus Shelley, it only takes 3 seconds for a match to end. The pinfall can come at any time.
Give Ricky Reyes credit for kicking out there. The easy way out would have been to just take the pinfall and head back to the locker room.
Reyes isn't that kind of competitor. This guy is called a Havana Pitbull for a reason. He is as fierce, as tough as a pit bull. And now you combine that with the Rottweilers, and wow, that's one hell of a mixed breed right there. Oh, Joe absolutely unloading that frustration, that hatred for anything associated with the Rottweilers. And look at Reyes trying to shake it off. Reyes fighting back. Oh, Joe just nails him with that forearm.
Samoa Joe is in another world right now.
And Reyes, he's got to go to the eyes and the nose as those chops are just taking their toll on him. The ROH, we've been trying to get the Havana Pitbulls in for a long time now. Finally came to contract terms with them, and they said we're not coming in and working our way up. We're going to be main eventers from the start. Oh my God.
Literally slaps the taste out of Ricky Reyes' mouth.
Mark, you're a wrestling historian. Have you ever seen a strike like that before?
No, you can, actually, this is just incredible. That's as hard as I've ever seen a human being get hit with an open hand.
And you know what time it is? It is ole kick time. And Reyes is in a world of trouble right now. He's probably wishing he was in New Japan or CMLL right now. Julius Smoke's freaking out. And he's victim to the ole kick.
Ricky Reyes has got to be having second thoughts at this point about getting involved with Julius Smokes and turning out those lights.
Reyes taken to the other side. And this side could be getting the ole kick right now. It's all heading into next week, May 22nd. Generation Next, Philadelphia, PA. Samoa Joe versus Homicide for the world title. Can Samoa Joe make it to 15 months as world champion? And with ole kicks like that, I have to say the answer is yes.
And he's trying to turn out Ricky Reyes' light and return the favor for Minneapolis St. Paul. The referee, in deference to Samoa Joe and maybe out of intimidation, has been letting a lot go in this match.
While there are no countouts in Ring of Honor, if you're out there for too long, the referee can disqualify you. But this is a grudge match, just like the opening match. It's going to be relaxed rules. As there you see a body slam by Joe on Reyes, simple and effective. And look at Reyes trying to get to his feet, trying to power up, trying to get the adrenaline going. Boy, this Ricky Reyes is one tough individual.
Give Ricky Reyes a lot of credit. He doesn't have any quit in him.
Oh, he just gets slapped by Joe. Joe scooping him up again, and Reyes, look at that, a triangle choke. Yes, he is trying to squeeze the oxygen out of the body of Samoa Joe with that triangle choke. Beautiful counter by Ricky Reyes. Will Joe tap? I've never seen Samoa Joe tap in my life, and look at him, he's turning purple.
And he gets to the ropes. Rope break by Samoa Joe. Ricky Reyes had the 14-month ROH champion in serious trouble.
It should be noted this is a non-title match, but Reyes can really make his career, make his name, if he is able to beat the world champion.
Tornado DDT.
Beautifully done, a cover.
And Samoa Joe at 2 3/4. Julius Smokes thought he had him.
Smokes cannot believe it. And Homicide, he is right now being held down in the locker room. He is not allowed out here again. That didn't stop him before, but it's stopping him now. We got people holding him back. And Reyes, though, fighting back. Oh, big backdrop driver. Joe's down. The world champion is in trouble.
Ricky Reyes pulling out all the stops, going for the cover. Hooks the back leg at Samoa Joe. Just refuses to be denied.
That is why this man has been world champion for so long. He has brought prestige to the title. He has made it a world title. He's defended it against a list of the who's who in the business. From AJ Styles to Christopher Daniels to Paul London. They've all gone down to Samoa Joe. And Joe now, he scoops Reyes up. Slams him. Reyes kicks out of the powerbomb, but we got an STF.
Look at Samoa Joe just float right into the STF from the powerbomb pinning attempt.
This one tweaks the knee, it wrenches at the lower back, it wrenches at the neck, and Reyes giving the finger to the crowd. Wow, what a tough individual we have here. What a tough group we have with the new Rottweilers. Homicide, Rocky Romero, and Ricky Reyes. When these guys get going, who's going to stop them?
Julius Smokes has spent his money well.
As there you see, and what's this?
He clamps the sleeper hold from behind, slips from behind him, gets the sleeper. Samoa Joe uses the ropes to catapult Reyes off.
Reyes now struggling to... Oh, what a lariat! That takes his head off. Cover!
And Reyes, win, lose, or draw. What an incredible effort by Reyes.
Samoa Joe, look at him. He's getting tired. He's beginning to wonder what's it going to take. Ricky Reyes, though, is not quick to get to his feet. Both men worn down. This match has been hard-hitting and brutal from the beginning.
And keep in mind, it's about 150 degrees in this building.
Oh! And Joe scoops him up. Island driver, perhaps. Yes, he connects. This could be it. Cover. And it's all over. Samoa Joe defeats Ricky Reyes. But what an effort by the Havana Pitbull. What revelations we have. The Havana Pitbull's now part of the Rottweilers. And Samoa Joe heads into Philadelphia next week to defend the world title against Homicide, and I can feel the hatred between those two is coming through your TV screen on this home release.
one fall with a 1-hour title. And the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship is on the line. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 454 pounds, Jay and Mark, the Briscoes.
You're not going to get a handshake out of the prophecy. They do not believe in the code of honor. But what BJ Whitmer and Dan Mopp are going to do right here is make their first defense of the ROH tag team titles, and it's against the former champions Jay and Mark Briscoe. We have Whitmer in there with Mark right now.
And it's a little bit of a new strategy, a new day for the Briscoe brothers, who just fired their manager, Jim Cornette.
What a shocker that was.
It's going to be interesting to see how they rebound from the loss of the title. It's going to be interesting to see how Whitmer and Moff respond. Did they leave their best match in the ring in that first match where they won the belts?
Well, this is the second match of the round robin challenge. We're heading into the main event, which will be the Briscoes against Punk and Cabana. But I really can't see Moff and Whitmer losing the tag titles an hour after they won them. I mean, you got to figure they got to be riding high right now. They got to be riding a wave of adrenaline right now. And it's just kind of unheard of, especially in ROH, for titles to switch hands that quickly.
But if any time it can happen, it can be happen here when you have a team as accomplished as the Briscoes, who held those belts for 6 months.
They took on all challengers. They solidified. They brought stability to that tag team division. And wow, that was a great match in Chicago at ROH Rebuild Stage 2 last month. And that is where they lost them to Punk and Cabana. So they're definitely capable of winning the tag titles. And it should be noted right now that if Moff and Whitmer win this match, is we going to chop Moff and Jay in there right now. Big forearm exchange between the two. But it should be noted that if the Briscoes win this match, they will be defending the belts against the Second City Saints in the main event. However, if the Prophecy retain, it'll be the Briscoes against Punk and Cabana, and the winners will get a title shot next week in Philadelphia.
You need to give the fans what they pay for, and they paid for this round robin series, which means they paid to see the Second City Saints wrestle again. But I wouldn't have any problem if ROH officials just banned the Second City Saints after what they did to Ricky Steamboat.
I don't even want to get started on that. Oh, what a headbutt by Mark. Oh my God. And Whitmer now. Mark catches him. Nice Uranagi. Whitmer goes to the outside.
Chris, I'm going to disagree with. But first, look at the tope, the punch-up by Briscoe inside the ring. It's Moff and Jay.
Big shot. Jay firing back with those forearms. Moff catches him though. Oh, big German.
Moff and Whitmer have not always been on the same page. They did look very cohesive when they beat the Second City Saints, but that was a personal issue involved. Will they be able to stay on the same page in this, which the belts are on the line, as opposed to a feud being on the line?
That's an interesting point there, Mark. You do have to realize, though, that you saw Dan Moff. He was in tears in the locker room after winning the titles. Winning these belts means so much to Moff and Whitmer and Allison Danger, and they did it for their leader, Christopher Daniels, a man who probably will never return to Ring of Honor again due to the injury that he suffered after battle lines are drawn. And they're going to keep continuing the quest of the prophecy for Christopher Daniels, so that means maintaining those tag titles.
As much as I wonder about Moff and Whitmer, they'll be able to stay on the same page. They again have, they've got Briscoe cut open already.
And wow, you talk about losing blood in a building this hot. Not only that, if that cut opens up the way that it did during the at our best steel cage bloodbath that Jay had against Samoa Joe, then there's no way that the Briscoes will probably even be able to continue in this tournament.
The Briscoes pretty much put the loss at the feet of the fact that their manager, Jim Cornette, didn't show up and fired them. They don't seem to be faring much better without him here.
Jay, he was busted open on the floor earlier by Whitmer. Oh, and headbutt, and that's just going to open up that cut even more.
Whitmer and Moff both have no problems opening up that cut.
They will be like sharks to blood. If they have a weakness, they're going to take full advantage of it. We got to cover.
There's a reason that Whitmer's ranked number 2 in the ROH top 5.
BJ Whitmer, he taught the Second City Saints a lesson during the Reborn weekend, winning 2 big matches against Colt Cabana and Ace Steel on each night of that weekend. That didn't get him up to number 2. And it should be noted that if the Briscoes are able to pin BJ Whitmer, that might give him a spot in the top 5 rankings. Even though this is a tag match, we still consider all falls when considering the top 5 rankings.
Right now, I think Jay Briscoe would just be excited if he could get to the corner and make a tag. He's losing a lot of blood, and as you mentioned, as hot as it is, that's a lot of energy as well.
Easy to get woozy, but Jay fighting back with all the heart and determination that made him a champion for 6 months, and a finger to the eye that'll cut you off every single time. No matter how big and strong you are, no one can withstand a finger to the eye. Moff comes in, but he gets greeted with a boot. And a big Mafia kick. And he gets the tag to his brother. Here comes Mark. Springboards in with the forearm. He takes Whitmer. Nice heel kick to the back of the head.
Mark Briscoe trying to regain the momentum.
Mark up and over. Oh, nice spinning heel kick. Mark Briscoe is so athletic.
And again, look at the way that he's divided and conquered Whitmer and Moff here. And now he takes over on Whitmer, but Whitmer reverses the whip.
And what's Mark setting up for? Hold on. Oh, he slipped.
Swing and a miss.
Oh, what a crash and burn right there. That changes all the momentum. As there you see Whitmer with a knee across the ribs of Mark.
Gut wrench into the stomach breaker.
And Mark, that's why they call them high-risk maneuvers. Sometimes something goes wrong, you don't always connect, and if you don't, well, you're in a world of pain. That's right there. There's steel against the ribs of Mark Briscoe.
And now the Briscoes in horrible shape here. We talked about how hot it is in this building, which makes it difficult to breathe to begin with. And now we've got the prophecy going to work on his ribs. In the corner, if he can make it to the corner, Jay Briscoe continues to lose blood.
The Briscoes, they're definitely the underdogs right now. Oh, and Moff with a chair across the back, and that also connected with back of the rib cage.
And I guess the referees are going to let this match go too in terms of this being the round robin series.
As there you see Paul Turner right now trying to administer BJ Whitmer, trying to get some control. Mark Briscoe, he might have a hard time getting oxygen in his lungs right now.
If you can't win, you can't breathe. Now Whitmer and Moff working fluidly as a team as look how quickly they're changing out.
Well, whenever you get those tag titles, that'll definitely put whatever differences you have aside. As they always say, if you're on a losing team, you're going to have a lot of enemies within that team, but when everyone's winning, everyone's happy, everyone's cooperating with each other, and that's what we have right now from the ROH Tag Team Champions, the prophecy of BJ Whitmer and Dan Mock.
Is it possible that Allison Danger is actually providing leadership?
It seems that way. She is definitely taking the reins, and Christopher Daniels keeps sending her the plans, keeps calling her with the plans, and she's been relaying it to Moff and Whitmer, and Moff and Whitmer have been executing.
Right now, Jay Briscoe's got the referee distracted.
Cornette, if he was in the corner, he probably would have told Jay to stay on the outside. Jay losing his temper, Paul Turner distracted, trying to retain order with Jay Briscoe, and the Prophecy taking full advantage as they continue to work on the ribs of Mark Briscoe.
And keep in mind, the Briscoes have one more match after this. Beautiful double vertical suplex.
Cover. The Briscoes definitely cannot take too much more punishment in this one. I mean, they already lost to the Second City Saints at Reborn Stage 2, and now they might have to go into the Second City Saints match banged and bruised up. As there you see a sitting abdominal stretch right there by BJ Whitmer, and that'll tear at the muscles in your stomach in addition to stretching the rib cage.
If the Briscoes lose this match and take as much punishment as they're taking, which causes them to lose to the Second City Saints, they could fall out of the tag team title picture completely.
You're right about that. They desperately need a win in one of these matches. And look at that. Whitmer just flings Mark rib first into the top rope, and that's just a steel cable right there.
What a smart match the Prophecy are wrestling, as they've concentrated their entire attack on the ribs. And again, there's probably nothing that hurts worse. Every time you try to take a breath, your ribs feel like they explode.
Oh, and Mark just exploded into that steel. And once again, he takes the steel.
Moff and Whitmer are just dismantling the Briscoe brothers.
What a big bruising tag team we have with Moff and Whitmer right now. And when they're on the same page, which they are at the current moment, they are as dangerous as any tag team in the wrestling business. Cover!
The referee was later. That could have been it.
And right now, with every breath Mark takes, with every gasp of air that he takes, his rib is hurting. He feels that pain racing through his body. He desperately needs a tag.
But if he does get to tag, he's going to be tagging a brother who's lost a lot of blood.
There's a high knee by Whitmer. Moff with a big ass to the face. A drop kick right to the face of Mark. And there's the cannonball.
That's gotta be it. Allison Danger celebrating on the outside. Outside cradle, but somehow Mark managed to get his shoulders up.
And look at Mark clutching at the ribs. This match is definitely going to be over soon if Mark can't make that tag, as he is in a world of pain right now. And there's Moff with the knee to the ribs.
And look, they've cut the ring off on Mark Briscoe. You can divide a line between the neutral corners, and the match has been wrestled in the Prophecy's half of the ring.
Great teamwork by Moff and Whitmer. Obviously on the same page. Oh, and look at that! Moff just dumping Mark across the knee of BJ Whitmer, and now is rib first on the knee.
Now Whitmer measuring Briscoe in the corner. Puts him up on the top rope. If he connects with this superplex, I can't imagine Briscoe kicking out.
Whitmer going for the home run swing right here, just like Mark did earlier. Mark crashed and burns. Can BJ connect? Mark now fighting back. Powerbomb!
Mark Briscoe can barely move. His ribs are completely destroyed, but he's trying to just roll to the corner. Jay Briscoe imploring his brother to somehow find the energy to get to the corner.
The Boston fans getting behind the Briscoes. They want to see the tag. They want to see the tag titles on the line in the main event. And here comes Jay. Big clothesline on Moff. Big clothesline on Whitmer. And a Yakuza kick, another one. Jay, a house of fire. Falcon arrow. Cover. Oh, I thought we had new champions. And the Second City Saints, you know, they got to be watching in the locker room. They're hoping for new champions in this one. They want to get a shot at the titles at the end of the night. Jay Driller! No. Oh, a big lariat. A cover! And there's some retribution from Mark as he springboards in with a double stomp on the ribs of Whitmer.
It should be pointed out, Moth and Jay Briscoe are the legal men.
Mark draped over the ropes. And there's a big suplex.
And Moth, following up on the advantage, they have wrestled such an intelligent match defending their titles here.
Oh, Mark fighting back. Paul Turner losing control in this one. Oh, there's that half Nelson suplex.
But again, it should be pointed out, Mark Briscoe.
And he had us on those injured ribs. You're right about that, Mark. As there's a boot, the Prophecy trying a double team move. Oh, and look at that, Mark throws Whitmer. Prof into Whitmer, and we got a cover. 3 count, we have new champions again. Jay and Mark Briscoe are your new Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. I cannot believe the Prophecy have only held the belts for 1 hour. And the Second City Saints, they have to be smiling in the locker room. Your main event, your final match of the Round Robin Challenge will be for the Tag Team titles.
Michael Capetta, intermission time at Round Robin 3. What an incredible first half we saw. 2 tag team title changes. We saw Ricky Steamboat knocked out of action, and the Havana Pitbulls are now Rottweilers. But first, before we go back to the ring for more action, we've got Spanky with us. He's one of the guys, as you know, who has put Ring of Honor on the map when we began. And welcome back, Spanky.
Well, thank you very much, sir. You know, it's been a crazy couple years. You know, I was here when the Ring of Honor first started, and I'm proud to have been a part of that, you know, and I can't believe what it's turned into this last 2 years. You know, it's actually quite amazing, and it's been a heck of a journey, and I'm glad to be back, you know. And just tonight I got Homicide, the guy who carried Ring of Honor in 2003.
And you know, right now he's one of the most dangerous guys in Ring of Honor. So
oh yeah.
How do you plan on facing this guy?
Yeah, you know, you just cross your fingers, you know, what can you do? If I'm going to come back, I might as well go after the best, you know? And figure you got to beat some top-tier guys to get considered for title shots around here.
And you've got it. Tonight, your hands are full with Homicide. Just be careful of him, be careful of J-Smoke, be careful of the whole deal, okay, bro?
Thank you very much. I got some fish to fry.
All right. Yeah, there you go. All right, everybody, before we go back to the ring, my broadcast partner, Sean Price, is standing by with the Prophecy. Take it away, Sean.
Thanks, GMC, for that report. I'm running outside the Prophecy's locker room, and after what happened just now in the ring, they are not going to be happy, but I got to do my job for you guys, so come on, let's see what happens.
What's he doing here?
Hey guys, look, I know you're upset, okay, but I gotta do my job. Just, can you tell me what's going on through your minds right now?
What's going through our minds? What do you think's going through our minds? You know what? This ain't over.
Quiet. Come on. Look, to be quite honest with both of you, man, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
I can tell you what to do. You can get your act straight.
Why don't you just shut the hell up?
You know what? Keep focused, all right? We will be riding high before this night is over. I'm promising you that.
Whoa, what do you mean by that? What does that mean?
You know what? Nobody asked you, son. Get out! Get out!
I'm sorry.
Get out of here!
I'm sorry.
Now!
Hey. Oh, jeez. Well, look, as you can guys see, the Prophecy is absolutely livid. And Dan Math, what does that mean? And we still have one more match in the Round Robin Challenge, and it doesn't include those guys. You know what? Let's go to the second half.
800, 900, 1,000, 2,000, 4,000.
Josh Daniels here for his regularly scheduled match against Dixie. That's why Josh Daniels is wrestling twice tonight. He wasn't supposed to be in that 8-man. He surprised us all by joining the Embassy. As you see Prince Nana in his corner, and he has his face to a Dixie. And in the corner at Dixie, we have Becky, Angel Dust in the neck break. I believe Cheech is out there, Cloudy. And I got to tell you what, Mark, this isn't the same Special K that I've known. I mean, normally these guys are all jacked up on something, and they just seem really down and depressed tonight.
It looks like Ridgemont High got detention.
I mean, an Angel Dust, he's wearing that neck brace. That neck maybe still injured, or obviously still injured from when he took that pile driver off the top of the scramble cage through 2 tables. One of the most unbelievable moves I've ever seen in my life at Scramble Cage 2 during the At Our Best show.
I think they got more than just brutalized by the Carnage crew. I think they got embarrassed. I think they got frustrated. And I think, they're starting to wonder if ROH is the place for them to be.
They were absolutely destroyed in Scramble Cage 2. The Carnage crew finally got their revenge on them. In fact, they even disappeared during the Reborn weekend. We only saw Becky that weekend, and now they're back, and, well, it just don't seem like they're in a partying mood anymore. There's a nice back elbow by Dixie. He follows up with a kick right to the face of Josh Daniels. Daniels very impressive earlier. Maybe Prince Nana, maybe he's looking at Josh Daniels as maybe the centerpiece of the Embassy, since Xavier is now out for about 6 months with a shoulder injury. Prince Nana needing to rebuild the Embassy, and he's been starting that tonight right here in Boston.
And even though Dixie's hit some nice moves, notice the hesitation every time he's hit a nice move. It almost looks like he doesn't want to be up there. And again, the hesitation, and this time it costs him.
Well, you cannot hesitate against an athlete the caliber of Josh Daniels. Daniels runs in with a forearm, and down goes Dixie. Josh Daniels is one hard hitter, no doubt about that. And what is that?
That is Ox Baker.
What is Ox Baker doing at ringside? I mean, we saw him. He was involved in Scramble Cage 2. Him and Dusty Rhodes went at it, and I thought I was on drugs when I saw that. And this makes absolutely no sense. Ox Baker? Mark, you're a historian. Tell us about Ox Baker.
Well, he's famous. 2 men died after wrestling Ox Baker, Roberto Torres and Ray Gunkel. And what is Ox Baker doing getting physically involved in this match?
Hold on. I can help. He's telling Dixie he can help him? What's he talking about?
Help him do what?
Did somebody actually book this? I mean, what's going on here?
Ox Baker, who was bizarre in his prime, has gotten even more demented as he's reached his senior years, if that's possible.
Should we be sending security out there to get him? I mean, is he supposed to be out there now?
I think you need to send somebody with a net. Ox Baker is nuts. Ox Baker's always been nuts. Ox Baker threatened Bob Barker on The Price is Right.
And right now he seems to be trying to help Special K, and I guess it's working as Dixie gets a 2 count. And a slam by Dixie.
If Diddy goes for the heart punch, we know something's up.
Dixie now trying to score. He does with that big flying elbow. We got to cover. It's going to take more than that to defeat Josh Daniels.
I promise you, Ox Baker did not show him the elbow off the top rope.
I'm still trying to figure out what Ox Baker is even doing at an ROH event.
You know, Ox Baker, as we mentioned, a very dangerous man in his prime.
Yeah, but I don't see how you can really take him seriously now. And what a German by Josh Daniels. And that's just a 2 count. Great effort by Dixie to kick out of that. What snap Daniels had on that German suplex with the bridge.
What has got to be going through Prince Nana's mind as now he's looking in the opposite corner and seeing Ox Baker?
What's got to be going through my mind with Ox Baker in there? And there's a roll-up and cover. No, it's been proven twice tonight. It only takes 3 seconds. Mark proved that against Moff. And again, Shelley proved that against Stryker. Dixie going again, no. Cut off. And what's Josh Daniels? He's got him hooked. Takes him up. Oh, high impact Fisherman's Buster. And we got a cover.
That's going to be it.
I don't think Ox Baker was much help for Special K. And it looks like the Embassy has a new centerpiece in Josh Daniels.
I can help. Help me. You need help.
It's time for the hottest new match in wrestling, six-man mayhem. Every man for himself. Two on the inside. When someone leaves, someone else can just come in. No tags needed. And the big stipulation is that the first fall wins it. No eliminations. No letting so-and-so get the pin because, hey, I'll just get the next fall. The first fall wins it. We have John Walters in the purple, starting out with Hydro from Special K. On the outside, we got Izzy from Special K in the red t-shirt. The big bruiser of the Carnage crew, Masada. Trent Acid now going singles here in ROH and making his main show debut in Ring of Honor, Roderick Strong.
Roderick Strong, of course, big star down in Florida.
He was very impressive at Do or Die 2, earning this spot in this match. And you got to figure the winner of this one, he might get in the top 5 rankings if you're able to win a match like this, as we got the action starting out fast and furious with Hydro, a man who's walking into Generation Next, and that'll be next week in Philadelphia. He will be part of the random drawing where the fans will vote on who impresses them the most. Nice right there by Walters, wrenching the neck. John Walters, he's back in his hometown of Boston, and you know he wants nothing more than to win this match in front of his hometown crowd, including his friends and family in attendance. As you see Walters avoiding the arm drag up and over, now he catches Hydro with one. Nice roll through there by Walters to get the offense back on Hydro. As there you see go behinds by each man. Walters coming up with a leg.
It'll be interesting to see how we have two members of Special K, Izzy and Hydro, and how they'll interact with each other if they have to be in the ring together.
Especially with this new, really downtrodden attitude of Special K. They are definitely depressed, and hopefully we won't see Ox Baker coming out in this one, although Special K in the last match didn't really seem too interested in whatever advice he was offering.
I thought I did. Oh, no, that's Becky. My bad.
And here comes Masada.
You know, she's one Twinkie away from being Tammy Sitch.
Woo! I'm not going to touch that one, but she is a slut. And now we have Masada, the big bruiser of the Carnage Crew. He is in there with Trent Acid. Trent Acid, the rumors are going around that he knows something about who, well, vandalized the Carnage Crew's bags.
Thank you.
And even Masada, maybe he wants to get a piece of Trent Acid, maybe get some information out of him by giving him a beating in this one. We'll have to see.
Well, you know, Trent Acid not calming things down. Trent Acid, if he knows something, should either tell or just keep his mouth shut about knowing. Look at the drop kick by the big man.
Well, that'll definitely shut him up, no doubt about that.
And look at the kip up. Masada, more than just the big bruiser, this is an athlete.
He is an agile flyer. We saw that in Scramble Cage 2 where he stole the show with those crazy dives off the top of the cage. And now Trent Acid fires back with a roaring elbow. Masada goes into the corner. The six-man mayhem. It has become the hottest new match in wrestling, stealing the show every time out. Ever since the debut of this match in January at the Last Stand, we saw one during the At Our Best show to open things up with a frenzy there, and we saw that crazy one in St. Paul, and now we have Izzy in there with Roderick Strong. Nice back and forth action by these two men who will both be in Generation Next.
Now maybe Special K should be depressed more often.
Izzy's looking great here. And he catches Strong with that moonsault drop kick. Maybe we'll see these two paired in a singles match next week. We won't know because there will be a random drawing between the 8 competitors of Generation Next. And at the end of the night, the fans will vote on who impresses them the most. Already entered in it, Alex Shelley, Roderick Strong, Izzy, Hydro, Jack Evans, Austin Aries. Nigel McGuinness and Jimmy Jacobs are the final 2 of the 8 men in Generation Next. And that backbreaker, Izzy might not make it to next week. And there you see 2 men jumping in to make the save. That's the thing about 6-man mayhems. When you go for a pin or submission, you have to make sure nobody's around, because if someone is, they're just going to make the save.
And there's no tags here also, it should be pointed out.
When somebody leaves the ring, someone else can just come in, and it usually just breaks down into, well, mayhem.
And Masada
flings him in. Oh, what a double team there.
And Trent Acid takes advantage of it, springboards himself off Strong into the drop kick. And look at the super kick on Walters.
The hometown boy goes down.
Now Trent Acid catches Strong with the tornado DDT. Trent Acid is feeling it here.
He is looking incredible in his first singles match here in ROH as no longer a member of the Backseat Boys as a singles competitor.
Turns his back on Masada, which is always a mistake. And you can dust Hydro's chest for Masada's fingerprints after that slap.
Hydro now, what's he have in mind? Tries to take Masada over. No, Masada blocks it, scoops him up, slams him down. And now Roderick Strong's in there with John Walters, and he takes a German. Walters holds on. And well, Masada gets caught in the top, and we got complete mayhem. Izzy has a submission on Trent Acid. And look at this. Roderick now hooks the arm and hits a suplex on Walters. He still has that arm hooked. Still has it hooked in that pump handle position. And a dragon screw and still holds on to the arm. And he turns it into a submission himself. Masada might have suffered a broken neck from that dragon suplex. And he's in a submission. We got a triple submission. Anson's got to do something.
And And this may come down to which one the referee catches tapping first.
And the holds are broken. No one tapping in this six-man mayhem. And Strong gets hit with a double enziguri by the Special K members. Special K now working as a team.
And this is where Special K has such an advantage over everybody else in this match.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they're drawn and to wrestle each other next week. Hydro against Dizzy. It could happen.
Suplex by Walters. And now Walters looks like he's going to go for the double step over.
What's Izzy doing? No, Izzy gets caught by Walters. Hold on, he rolled through on that DDT attempt. Walters with a Muda lock.
And what a way to break that up by Izzy.
Walters completely open and helpless. Gets the full brunt of that moonsault.
Boy, a lot of confidence by Walters, thinking he was going to get the submission that quickly before Izzy could do anything about it.
I think he maybe thought he had Izzy down with that DDT, but Izzy rolled through on it.
Boy, Special K seems to be enjoying themselves. The depression seems to be lifting.
Well, whenever you get the advantage and you're looking good in a match, that'll always help. Oh, there's a big kick by Izzy. And the action slowing down again, and John Walters, Boston's own John Walters, at a disadvantage in his hometown.
Hydro back in. Hydro sets him. Back suplex, or actually the technical term is Greco-Roman backdrop. And the save by Roderick Strong.
And it looks like right now this is kind of breaking into a tag team situation as Special K is neutralizing John Walters in their corner.
Not only are they neutralizing him, they're trapping him there. And now the question is, even as a team, how are they going to be able to score the pinfall without somebody from one of the other three corners making the save?
In the meantime, though, John Walters is taking a lot of abuse. But you know what? I'm really rooting for an Izzy versus Hydro match to be drawn next week in Generation Next. I can't wait to see who the fans vote for as to who impressed them the most. We are definitely going to see some careers made and broken next week. And John Walters, beautiful comeback right there, dumps Hydro. Izzy now tries to come in, but he gets caught and dumped on Hydro for his efforts.
Full Nelson slam.
Now Walters can roll out or he can go for a tag, but he needs to get out of the ring with the punishment he's taken so far.
Now the question is which corner you roll to, because theoretically if you take yourself out of the match, you could be tagging to somebody that will win it instead of you.
And then that person could be going into the top 5 rankings. And Trent gets tagged in, rolls through that, cartwheels through, and now he's taking care of everybody. Once again, Trent Acid, a house of fire one more time in this match. He is looking awesome. Modified Blue Thunder driver on Strong, and it's breaking down once again in six-man mayhem.
Look at Trent Acid with the counter.
Oh, inverted brainbuster.
Trent Acid is feeling it. He needs, if he gets the opportunity to go for the cover, he's got to go for the cover instead of celebrating.
He is absolutely clearing house in this one, looking awesome. And Izzy takes out 3 men on the floor, including Hydro.
And that's going to leave 2 men in the ring. If there's ever an opportunity to score the pinfall, this is the type of situation that leads to that opportunity.
No doubt about that, as Izzy makes his way in. And he goes right after Trent. And he's got Trent. What's he doing? He's insulting Trent Acid, peppering him. And Izzy pays the price, double knees by John Walters.
Now John Walters getting some adrenaline with his hometown crowd behind him. Hydro off the top rope, lands the DDT.
And that'll cut that adrenaline right off. And now here's Masada. Oh, drops Hydro neck first across the knee.
Almost a fisherman's shoulder breaker.
Roderick Strong, he's steamrolling into Generation Next. Can he do it with a victory here? Oh, nice version of the backbreaker. Roderick Strong knows so many versions. And he now gets a roaring elbow. Izzy. Oh, and Huna Karana, but backwards. Trent Acid landing right in the back of his head, and everyone's down.
It looks like a train wreck.
What high impact moves we're witnessing in this one. Walters now takes Izzy up and flings him over the top rope.
You know, you almost need to treat it like a battle royal and try to eliminate everybody to keep somebody from making the save. What a backbreaker there by Roderick Strong from any position.
Walters is down. And now what's going on? Here comes Trent Acid. Yakuza kick on the hometown boy. And he goes for a cover. Too many people around though as Masada makes the save. And let's see Roderick Strong. He's smelling an opportunity now. He goes right for Walters. Meanwhile, you notice Masada going right after Trent Acid. That might go back to that crapping in the bag. And Trent Acid gets powerbombed for his efforts. And right now we have Strong squaring off with Walters. Masada moving in on Acid. Hold on, he's got Masada in a bad way. And now it's just nasty. Oh, and Roderick connects with that high impact move, and he's up. He can feel it. He thinks the win's coming, but there's Hydro cutting him off from connecting with perhaps it was a lariat. John Walters has taken a lot of punishment in this match, though. One more big move, and Walters could be out for the count if he's not out already.
Hydro signaling Izzy. This may be a double superplex.
Special K once again working as a team. John Walters fighting back with everything he's got. And he dumps Hydro to the floor. He's got Izzy. Blanson face first. Cover, no one's around. John Walters wins in front of his family and friends. What a victory for John Walters. He could be heading into the top 5 rankings right now.
Hey, yo, seek and destroy, baby. Seek and destroy. Had the eye of the tiger, son. You've been in Hollywood too long. Ring of Honor is the best in the world right now. You've been in Hollywood too long.
The fans of New England are about to witness a dream match. We have the #1 contender, Homicide, a member of the Rottweilers, with Julius Smokes in his corner, and he is facing off with the man who's finally making his return to Ring of Honor, the one and only Spanky.
Incredible high-stakes matchup. Both men have so much riding on this match. You have Homicide looking forward next week to his world title match against Samoa Joe. He has got to keep every bit of momentum that he can going into that title bout. You have Spanky, who hasn't been here since 2002. How embarrassing would it be for Spanky if he makes his return with a loss?
And I'm just a little surprised on what we're seeing right now. Homicide, John with the fans, Julius Smokes, John with the fans, and this is definitely a different Rottweiler. It's a different Homicide. I mean, we've never seen this side of him before, but something definitely snapped inside Homicide in St. Paul when he thought he had the belt and it was taken away from him. This is a changed man. We're seeing the more demonic side of Homicide here, an uncontrollable side, and frankly, I'm a little bit scared about what we might see out of this individual now.
And I wonder what Spanky is scared of, because Spanky has been gone for a while, but certainly he had to hear what happened in St. Paul.
Well, Spanky told me he's been watching the tapes. He knows that Homicide is one of the guys that really led ROH in 2003. That Homicide was arguably Ring of Honor's MVP in 2003 with one show-stealing match after another. So Spanky knows what he's in for here. But you heard Spanky earlier with Gary Michael Capetta. He mentioned getting into the title picture, and that's just great that Spanky wants to go for the titles. But in order to do that, he has to get in the top 5 rankings, and he has to defeat someone the caliber of Homicide.
Well, and Homicide is ranked #1, so if Spanky could win, he could vault up into those rankings almost immediately.
No doubt about that. And Spanky is definitely one of the top guys here in Ring of Honor as we see a nice back and forth exchange. Arm drag there. Spanky counters with an arm drag of his own and catches Homicide with another arm drag, and now he hooks in that arm bar. But Spanky, he was one of the men that made Ring of Honor's reputations during the first shows. I mean, he was part of probably the most historic match in Ring of Honor history, that 1 hour 4 corner match at crowning a champion, which determined the first Ring of Honor champion, and anyone who saw that match will never forget it. So Spanky, he was definitely a guy that put ROH on the map, and now he's back in Ring of Honor, and he's looking to take over his position back at the top.
Well, Homicide seems content to wrestle early in this match, but as he's starting to be out-wrestled early by Spanky, and Spanky looks like he's taking a couple of liberties with that hand.
He's definitely taking a little bite out of it, no doubt about that. That's painful and insulting.
But as he keeps getting out-wrestled, will Homicide pick up his intensity a little bit? Will this turn into a fist fight?
Well, there's no telling what Homicide's going to do now. And it should also be noted, Julius Smokes, he is making his return tonight. He's missed the last 2 shows the Reborn weekend at an injury. Because of an injury he suffered at the hands of Samoa Joe, what you saw on the At Our Best home release. So Julius Smokes back here tonight, perhaps with a new attitude himself.
Well, they certainly let it be known they will do anything, and anything means a fireball to try to knock off Samoa Joe and capture that ROH championship.
And you know, Ricky Reyes has to be watching on as Spanky connects with a drop kick on Homicide. I still can't believe, and what's Homicide doing? He might have snapped again. He's throwing a chair in the ring.
There's no chairs in ROH in a match like this.
Oh, and he pays the price. Gary Moore could call for disqualification. That would greatly disappoint the crowd. Gary Moore letting it go, and I got to agree with Gary's decision right here. Great decision by Gary Moore. We don't want to see this match end already, but we can't allow this kind of chair play in Ring of Honor.
Well, especially since it was Homicide that brought the chair and never gained the advantage from the chair. It was a good call.
And look at that, a backdrop. Spanky making Homicide pay right there with a backdrop on that hard concrete floor.
Boy, Spanky hasn't lost a step since he was here in 2002.
No doubt about that. And look at that, he just blew a kiss at Julius Smokes. That takes some guts right there. definitely Spanky trying to play some mind games. He's a wacky individual, and he's letting that show. As he connects nice traditional cross-body cover.
Well, Spanky may be a wacky individual. Homicide's a scary individual. But look at that rolling reverse cradle.
Oh, it only takes 3 seconds, and now it's almost it. Homicide, no. Spanky blocks it.
Backslide, and he could catch him here. No! And sets and readies for that big chop. Spanky has been in charge of this match since the opening bell.
And Homicide cuts him off from the left turn at Albuquerque and goes with a big knee to the back of the head and neck.
You knew that you couldn't give Homicide that much time to recover. Now it's going to be interesting to see as Homicide mounts his first serious offense of the night. Is he going to continue to wrestle? Reverse neck breaker there by Homicide.
It looks that way, Mark, and it looks like he is centering that attack on the neck. And as he does one more of the Hangman's neck breaker. Spanky's in trouble right now. Spanky, he's become an international star in 01 Pro Wrestling over in Japan. Of course, you saw him for the last couple of years on national TV, but now he's back home. He's back where he's comfortable. He's back in Ring of Honor. He's back in the first promotion that really made a name in.
And he is taking the hardest possible path to the top as Homicide's been on fire.
As there you see a beautiful submission by Homicide working on the neck while pulling back on the arm. And he's making Spanky, he's making him give the finger. That's just insulting. And Spanky's in a world of pain right now. He has to get out of this hold.
A little bit of revenge here by Homicide as Spanky was working over Homicide's fingers earlier in the match.
And there Spanky reaches the rope. Homicide, he is on a wave of momentum. And look at this, it seems like the fans are getting to him a little bit.
How long has it been since Homicide has not had the crowd in his corner?
Well, with this new attitude, I can't blame him. I mean, this is something definitely has snapped inside the head of Homicide. And let's just hope that he and Samoa Joe do not cross paths again tonight.
No, that would be impossible to break up for a second time. It took the entire dressing room to get Homicide back to his locker room earlier.
And restrain him in the locker room, too. Homicide kept fighting all the way downstairs into the locker room.
Overhead belly to belly with the release by Homicide and a beauty. The cover, 2. And Spanky grabs the ropes. That was a desperation break by Spanky.
Spanky definitely saving himself there. Homicide, he is coming off that huge win against Bryan Danielson. Had that half-an-hour classic at the last show in Chicago, ROH Reborn Stage 2, a Match of the Year candidate, just wrestling at its best. And Homicide scored the huge win over Bryan Danielson, and many consider him the patriarch of ROH for scoring that victory.
Now Homicide trying to intimidate the referee as well. Spanky firing back with forearms. Spanky's got Homicide rocked. Homicide catches him.
Nice T-bone with the bridge. And Spanky kicks out. Great effort by Spanky. What's it going to take to put him down? Homicide, he could go for that cop killer or that big lariat. And this crowd's really getting to him by chanting for Spanky. Homicide now following up with a pile driver.
And he just plants it there. Sloppy cover. And that was almost more to taunt the crowd than try to beat Spanky.
Well, that is also more abuse on the neck of Spanky. Homicide took a similar strategy against Bryan Danielson. He worked on the neck until he was able to lariat Danielson in the neck to score the pin. But don't forget, Homicide used a low blow before that. Once again, the fans getting the Homicide.
Crotchhole lifted a slam by Homicide. Now Homicide jawing with the crowd, really taking his time as he climbs up to that top rope. Way too much time.
Spanky up. Oh, and Spanky connects with a drop kick, and that sends Homicide to the floor.
And Spanky, instead of taking his time and maybe trying to recover a little bit, is going to go right back up to the top rope. Spanky's going to fly.
Beautifully done by Spanky. Can he follow up? Spanky can definitely defeat anyone on the ROH roster. He's definitely a top player here in Ring of Honor, even if this is his first match since 2002, and he needs that win against Homicide to shoot right back into the big picture here. And Homicide's got a chair again. No, we cannot allow this in a match like this. And Gary Moyer stops him. Great move by Moyer. And a slice bread number 2 by Spanky, using that chair for a boost. Once again, the use of a chair backfiring on Homicide. And Homicide might be out on the floor. He might not be able to make it back in the ring after that slice bread number 2.
It will be interesting to see here, if you're Spanky, do you go back in the ring, or do you try to roll Homicide back in?
Well, of course, there are no countouts here in ROH, but if you're on the floor for too long, you can't be disqualified. And Spanky doesn't seem interested in taking the disqualification route if Homicide is out there for too long, as he was trying to lift him up, but Homicide is just dead weight.
Homicide is out. If he can figure out a way to get him back in the ring, Spanky should be able to put him away here.
And Spanky finally does heave him into the ring. Homicide trying to shake it off. He did have some time to rest on the floor, but he's very staggered. Spanky up, nails a big missile drop kick.
Spanky needs to go for the cover right now.
Can he follow it up with one more big move? Yes, he connects with that clothesline cover. Not quite enough.
Homicide, nobody has ever questioned his heart or his toughness.
Homicide now up on his feet, getting whipped into the ropes. He catches Spanky. Desperation move, and it connects. Beautiful power bomb. Cover. No, both men down.
Double underhook into the power bomb by Homicide, and that what makes him so dangerous, Chris, is, yeah, we're seeing his demonic side. Yeah, we know he'll do anything to win, but this is still a superb wrestler.
He is a man can very easily be ROH World Champion after next week. No doubt about that. Homicide's beaten Joe before. He's come close to beating him for the title, and it could happen next week in Philadelphia. But we got a cover by Spanky. No. What a momentum killer that would be for Homicide, though, if he lost this match.
How tough must it be to try to beat Samoa Joe, knowing that there's at least one more guy on the roster that has your number?
And Spanky gets caught on the top rope going for that high impact move. Homicide now going for a home run swing. Let's see if he can connect. He's got the underhook.
The double underhook all the way off the top rope if he connects this. And
huge suplex. Cover.
Homicide cannot believe it. Homicide, now he's the one that's starting to show signs of frustration, and we see what happens when Homicide gets frustrated.
Well, you can never look past an opponent like Spanky, but Homicide might be doing that with the Samoa Joe match next week. And look at this, the fans once again getting to Homicide. This Boston crowd wants Spanky to win. They want Spanky to return to ROH in grand fashion with a victory.
But right now, Spanky's got to figure a way to shake out the cobwebs, crotch hold lift, and a slam by Homicide. Now it's Homicide that's going to go to the top rope.
Homicide going for a high-risk move right here. If he connects, he could win. If he doesn't, he could lose. And he misses a diving headbutt.
As he drives himself head first into the mat. Now Spanky's still staggering from the punishment he absorbed earlier.
Both men definitely worn and battered. Spanky runs in, Homicide catches him, tries to tilt a world. Spanky lands on his feet, and there's a chin breaker. Oh, big boot right in the face. But Spanky's up, they connect with a super kick, and both men are down. Who's gonna get to their feet first? We got a cover! Not quite
How did
enough.
he get out from underneath? Chris, sometimes dream matches don't deliver. This one has.
No doubt about that. J-Train looks shocked on the outside. Slice spread number 2 attempt. No, Homicide pushes him off. Cop killer, cop killer. No, Spanky lands on his feet. Victory roll. It only takes 3 seconds. No. An enziguri and Homicide is staggered. Another blow to the head of Homicide. Cover! No! Once again, another 2 count. This match is so even so far. Pick me a winner, Mark.
I can't do it. Both men know that next move may be their last move. That's why you're seeing
And
so
what's
many.
Smokes doing? We've never seen Smokes try to interfere. What was Smokes doing there? Spanky fought him off and it's an elbow cover.
This crowd is stunned.
They thought that was it. I am stunned that Julius Smokes tried to interfere in this match. He broke the code of honor. No outside interference. We've never seen Smokes try to interfere before. This is a changed individual. The Rottweilers are dangerous. Spanky may be one move away from victory. Homicide breaks the DDT attempt. Slice bread number 2. He gets it. Spanky's gonna win. Cover. Oh my God! Julius Smokes just pulled the referee out of the match! That should be a disqualification!
That's got to be a disqualification. I think the referee's too stunned.
I don't want to see the match end like this. The fans don't. Gary Moyer does it, and Spanky does it as he flies over with the kick on Julius Smokes.
You know, the referee never thought in the Ring of Honor he would have to deal with this.
Especially from Julius Smokes. Ace Crusher by Homicide, and he's winding up for that lariat. This is what put Bryan Danielson down at Reborn after a half-an-hour classic, and he lariat Spanky right in that injured neck. Cover! Whoa, Homicide just won. Homicide maintains the #1 position in the top 5 rankings, and Homicide steamrolls into next week. Homicide versus Samoa Joe for the world title. Generation Next in Philadelphia.
tonight. Let's make the Chiefs look so cracker tonight. We don't want no friends. I don't want no friends. Now Malcolm X said we don't need you. Now Malcolm X said we don't need you. Hey, allow your rabbi. Allow your rabbi. Around these goons, motherfucker. Fuck goon crickets. You heard Eminem? They don't like us.
It's main event time. We have the final match of the round robin challenge, and the tag team titles are on the line. The new champions, Jay and Mark Briscoe, defending against the Second City Saints of CM Punk and Colt Cabana.
And earlier tonight, we saw CM Punk and Colt Cabana lose to the Prophecy. They are 0-1. The Briscoes made the reign of the Prophecy literally less than an hour by winning that match to go 1-0 in the round robin and becoming the first two-time ROH Tag Team Champions. But, Chris, if the Second City Saints figure out a way to win this match, they will also become two-time ROH Tag Team Champions.
Well, I gotta say that even though Mark Briscoe, you see him clutching the ribs right now, even though he does have injured ribs, I just don't see any way the Briscoes are going to lose the tag titles. I mean, we've already seen 2 title switches tonight. It's unheard of to see a belt change 3 times, although when you look at it, basically what we've seen so far in the round robin challenge is that all these 3 teams are on equal level. They're all equally good, and they can all beat each other at any single time. So you never know, but I mean, if I was a betting man in Las Vegas right now, I would definitely bet against 3 tag team title changes in one night.
Well, Chris, if you were in Las Vegas, the casino would probably send a limo for you. I hate to ask, but is this live commentary or am I hearing a replay? Because didn't you say just about the same thing earlier during the Briscoes match with the Prophecy?
Well, I see, Mark Nolde, you're getting a little cocky here in the broadcast booth. Throw it into my face. Yes, you're right. I was wrong earlier, but trust me, I'm never wrong twice.
Now, the Briscoes have a little personal pride riding on this. Not only are they defending tag team titles, but they're defending the tag team titles against the team that took the belts from them in Chicago a few weeks back.
Of course, it was ROH Reborn Stage 2, the Second City Saints in their hometown, winning the tag titles by defeating the Briscoes, ending their 6-month title reign, and what an unbelievable crowd reaction there. An absolute classic tag team contest, and we might be treated to another one right here.
I don't want to root. I try to stay neutral, but if there's any justice, CM Punk and Colt Cabana do not win tonight after what they did to Ricky Steamboat.
I was hoping not to have to talk about that, but I guess we have to. Ricky Steamboat, I mean, it was such a sad sight when I went at intermission, and to see this legend on the floor of the locker room, unable to move because his back was thrown out. His back was re-injured from going through that table at that awkward angle, and it was just such a sad, sad sight, and it just makes me sick. And I'll be honest, I hope that CM Punk gets a beating in this one. I definitely wouldn't mind seeing that, as we have Mark Briscoe tagging in right now, working on the arm of Punk.
The same back that pretty much retired Ricky Steamboat prematurely in '94.
Yep. No, I mean, it was just such a sad, sad sight, and it's not anything that I ever would want to see, and it just makes me sick. And then we see Punk and Cabana here, and not only that, but they have a chance to become ROH Tag Team Champions.
You know, they are taking advantage of a situation here, because if it had been up to them, nice hip toss by Briscoe on Cabana. If it had been up to the Second City Saints, they wouldn't have even defended the titles in the first match. They would have gone back to the dressing room and taken the disqualification and taken the belts with them. It was Steamboat that made them come back out, and that was the turning point of that match where they lost to the Prophecy.
Well, Steamboat definitely turned the momentum, and we might have just seen a momentum changer in this one. Mark, when he did that splash in the corner on Cabana, he injured his own ribs. Those ribs are obviously in very bad shape, very tender right now, and Mark he looks to be in pain with even the slightest movement right now. Of course, those ribs, that is one of the most painful areas on your body to injure. Anyone who's ever had broken ribs will tell you it hurts every time you breathe. Even when you laugh, it hurts.
Yeah, when you breathe, it hurts. When you laugh, it hurts. Any exertion whatsoever. And of course, one of the things that complicates this is this building is a sauna. It's about 150 degrees. There's no air conditioning, which makes you labor naturally on your breathing even more so, which puts even more pressure on those ribs. Chris, the longer this match goes on, the more of an advantage it gives to the Second City Saints. I think the Briscoes need to end this quickly.
Without a doubt, it is definitely like an oven right here, and I can't believe these fans still have any kind of energy after sitting in this kind of heat for the last 3 hours. As you see right now, the fans, all their faces glued on that ring. You don't hear them talking among each other or looking around. They are absolutely mesmerized by the action in the ring, and that's what an ROH crowd is all about. There's a blind tag in, and Jay coming off, nice leg drop on Colt Cabana. Cover! Referee Todd Sinclair with just a 2 count.
The one person that may actually be rooting for Punk and Cabana, or at least against the Briscoes, is Jim Cornette.
Yeah, the very shocking revelation earlier tonight, Jay Briscoe announcing that Cornette has been fired as the manager of the Briscoes. As there's a back elbow by Jay. And look at Punk. Little mind games right there, working on Jay Briscoe. And something I got to comment on, not to take attention away from the match, but what about what we just saw with Homicide and Samoa Joe? Joe suffering an injured neck there. His neck is definitely tweaked, and that could be a factor going into next week. And what about the fact that the locker room emptied to stop the attack? Homicide threatened him with a razor, and basically I've never seen so many people back down at once. I mean, everyone was scared of him. Nobody wanted to get near him. Everybody knows Homicide is snapped, and this is a very demonic and dangerous individual.
I don't blame him, Chris. When Homicide swore that he would kill anybody that came into the ring, I believed him. I absolutely believed he was serious and it wasn't a bluff.
I believed him too. No doubt about that. The Rottweiler is entering a very new dangerous phase, and Homicide could very well be world champion after next week. But right now the big question is who's going to be tag team champions?
Side headlock now by CM Punk. Vaults off the ropes, blind tag and a springboard clothesline.
But look at Mark once again clutching at the rib. The pain on his face. I think that Jay's basically going to have to go solo. Mark can't even mount a second move.
And look at Mark wisely getting into the corner. Jay immediately tags back in.
Did you notice how quickly Mark had to tag out there? He didn't even try to go for another move. He just wanted to get out of the ring.
And notice how quickly as well that they didn't even go for a double team move there. They were moving so quick to get Mark out of the ring.
That's definitely a bad sign for the Briscoes.
Greco-Roman backdrop now by Jay.
That was not a bad sign for the Briscoes as he gets a 2 count on CM Punk.
Now keep in mind that the cut, fortunately for Jay Briscoe, closed quickly, but Jay Briscoe was cut earlier.
And anytime you lose any kind of blood in this kind of heat, it really increases your chances of getting dizzy, of getting woozy. And if you just get dizzy or woozy for a second, an athlete the caliber of Punk and Cabana will take advantage of that, and it could lead to victory for the Second City Saints. And you see right now, Cabana, nice traditional headlock, and what's that do? It squeezes the head where Jay Briscoe suffered that blood loss.
Well, Colt Cabana is making Jay Briscoe try to carry his weight. You know, the headlock does 2 things. First of all, you know, it puts pressure on the head, as you mentioned, and in addition, as you're carrying his weight, you're tiring your opponent out. Now Mark Briscoe going to try to make his way back in. Nice move by Colt Cabana, taking the knee out from him, taking away that base of Mark Briscoe.
Mark whipping him in, shoulder block, and Mark goes down. He basically, look at him. I mean, he is not moving at full speed by any means. Oh, and Colt Cabana connects with the knee on the ribs.
Stomach biker or buster.
Wow, crucial mistake by Mark Briscoe. And look at Cabana quickly making the tag to Punk, and Punk following with swift kick right to the rib cage of Mark Briscoe.
You're going to see a lot of slams. You're going to see a lot of suplexes. You're going to see a lot more double gut busters.
And a slingshot sent down into the rib cage by CM Punk.
And you know the Second City Saints, you know they watched the match against the Prophecy. You know that they're going to send their attack right here on Mark Briscoe.
Speaking of the Prophecy, what was Allison Danger talking about at intermission that they have to pull together for later on tonight? They're not scheduled to be out here again, and the Prophecy are capable of anything. That is definitely a bad sign. But a bad sign right now for the Briscoes is look at Punk holding that suplex up there. And the fans already counted through 20 once, and they just drops him.
An impressive display of power by CM Punk.
That vertical suplex will rattle the rib cage, especially if it's already hurt. And right now the Second City Saints have cut that ring off.
Yeah, you can draw a line between the 2 neutral corners. Mark Briscoe is going to have to wrestle the match.
Oh, Eddie Gilbert would be proud of that slingshot right into the top rope, right on the rib cage.
Double hot shot by Second City Saints, and now it's going to be Colt Cabana just dropping to his knees and pounding the ribs.
And look at that, he's pounding the front of the ribs, the back of the rib cage, and he's knocking Jay off the canvas. You know, Mark might just end up having to give here.
You have to wonder how long Jay's going to watch his brother absorb this kind of punishment.
How much abuse can Mark Briscoe take? The Second City Saints are being relentless with this attack.
Well, and keep in mind, earlier against the Prophecy, they beat the Prophecy, but the Prophecy was probably on top in that match for 60-70% of the match.
Mark did get that quick pin on Dan Moff after the miscommunication from the Prophecy. That miscommunication might tear the Prophecy apart. We'll have to wait and see on that. But right now, the matter at hand is Mark Briscoe stuck in the corner of the Second City Saints, taking kick after kick after kick after kick right to the injured ribs.
And there CM Punk just buries his shoulder. Look how quickly Cabana and Punk are tagging in and out. They are this way, neither one of them are going to get tired.
Oh, Mark needs to get out of there in a bad way.
Mark tried to block that. I don't think he was very successful.
Mark trying anything, trying to roll, desperation attempt, and look how quick Cabana was to cut him off, and now stretching that rib cage and driving the knee right into it.
If you're Jay Briscoe, would you consider throwing in the towel?
He might have to, and Todd Sinclair might have to consider just stopping this match. Oh, double knees now. Look how much Mark Briscoe's torso is bending and twisting there. And now the feet lodged right into the back of the ribcage there. And Jay had to make the save. He had no choice. Todd Sinclair admonishing Jay. And that allows the Second City Saints to make a switch without a tag.
Boy, the Second City Saints, you may not like them, but they don't miss a trick. As they catch the referee's attention diverted, and they don't even hesitate. They immediately switch without the benefit of the tag.
You know, I said earlier I don't expect another title change, but I got to rescind that statement, Mark. I don't see any way that the Briscoes can win unless somehow Jay is able to hit a Jay Driller out of nowhere, but he's got to get in the ring first.
Now, just to play devil's advocate and not to necessarily contradict you, the Briscoes have been behind before, and they were behind against the Prophecy in about the same situation and figured out a way to win that match.
That's true. You can never count him out, especially the way that Mark's fighting. Mark's almost in the corner, and look at Punk just grab the arms of Mark. He was close enough to make the tag, and Mark saved him by Punk grabbed the arms.
Double overhooks the arms from behind.
And Cabana just pulled Jay off of the apron. Cheap shot by Cabana, but it worked as Mark now back in the corner of the Second City Saints. And you're a wrestling historian, Mark Nolte, and this is definitely classic tag team wrestling at its best.
Well, you know, it's funny because the Briscoes fired earlier Jim Cornette, but Punk and Cabana are using a lot of moves made famous by a Cornette team, the Midnight Express. A little bit of irony.
You're right about that. As you hear the crowd getting behind Mark. And Mark feeling it. Oh, trying for the quick pin. And Cabana cuts him off, and notice, normally people go for that back elbow to the head. Cabana went for the back elbow to the ribs.
And again, look at how quickly the tag outs are coming between the Second City Saints as Punk is back in. Neither one are in the ring for longer than 30, 45 seconds at a time.
Oh, Punk going for high impact. No, an abdominal stretch. What a great move to go for right now. What a strategy by the Second City Saints.
And he modifies this.
Oh, and look at that. Shades of Tully and Arn right there.
And that's why he modified it. Instead of catching with the complete three-quarter Nelson, he keeps that right arm free.
And there you see Mark absolutely twisting the torso. Punk twisting the torso of Mark. And once again, more cheap tactics by the Second City Saints. And notice Jay keeping his composure, staying on the outside.
This is smart tag team wrestling. If the Briscoes have a chance, this is why the Briscoes have a chance. Because they are very intelligent tag team wrestlers and a very seasoned tag team.
so great for being so young, but how much of this can Jay watch? And there you see Todd Sinclair catches the Saints, and Mark is so close. Oh, a shoulder right to the ribs.
He just used Mark Briscoe as his own personal blocking dummy and tags back into Colt Cabana. Now, Second City Saints, double team move coming. Both men set too early. Cabana catches the kick. CM Punk whips him, sends Briscoe over the top rope. Cabana
trying to set Punk on Mark, but Mark ducked. Punk to the floor. Mark now going for a springboard. Yes, springboard drop kick. And he's close to his corner, but look, he's grabbing those ribs. Can he make the tag? All he has to do is roll over. He's so close. And there it is. Jay's in and Jay's a house of fire. He's had lots of time to rest. Super kick. Mafia kick, and Cabana's down. Cover. Oh, not quite enough.
And CM Punk is still down. It's just Colt Cabana and a fresh Jay Briscoe drop kick and a beauty.
And the Briscoes have the advantage. Jay sacrifices his own body, soar over the top on a Punk, and he takes Punk out.
Tope Suicida by Jay. Mark back in the ring on Colt Cabana.
Mark firing on those forearms. Where's he getting it from? He is reaching deep down. Cabana reverses it. Oh, right those ribs into the corner post. Mark fires back. Heel kick. And look at Cabana staggered. And he rolls him up. This is how he beat him off. Oh, just a 2 count. That is what won the Briscoes the tag belts earlier tonight. But Cabana manages to kick out against a worn down Mark Briscoe.
Mark Briscoe fighting on nothing but sheer adrenaline right now.
But you notice Punk hasn't gotten back up yet, and both Briscoes are in the ring.
Running forearm by Jay.
And there's the double boot. It doesn't matter how badly hurt your ribs are, you're still going to be effective hitting a move like that. Jay Briscoe has to follow it up.
Both teams are almost so exhausted that they don't know if they can follow it up. They're having to reach down deep into their reserves.
This is the second match they both had in this hot building, and we could have the Doomsday Device. Oh, Punk crotches Mark. And now Cabana rolls up Jay. This could be it. No, Jay with the roll up. Shining Wizard by Punk. Punk rolls Jay over. Cover. Oh, Jay Briscoe kicks out and saves the tag team titles for the Briscoes.
Both teams have lost all semblance of strategy at this point. Now they're just trying to see who can hit the next big move and decapitate their opponents to the point where they can win this.
And Cabana sent to the floor. Jay with the cover. No, not quite enough.
And he literally decapitates him with that kick nearly.
It only takes 3 seconds. Mark still crotched, his ribs crying in pain. It might be down to Jay and Punk here. Oh, Jay cuts off Punk. Punk now. Underhooks, nice suplex with a bridge. Oh, Mark with a shooting star. Mark sacrificed his body with that shooting star. Everyone's down, everyone's in pain.
The question is, has Mark taken himself out of the match with that shooting star?
He crawled over, cover! Oh, Cabana is the only way he could save the titles. The Saints have been playing dirty this entire match, and they continue that trend right there.
This entire night.
It is just complete mayhem breaking loose here in ROH.
You know, the referee swallowed his whistle. He's trying to let the athletes decide it. Same way the NBA officials will let the athletes decide it in the playoffs.
With these men exerting this kind of effort, you have to let them settle it. As there's Cabana. Oh, wow. Goes to the floor, drop kicking Jay in the face. Pepsi plunge attempt by Punk. He's trying for the Pepsi plunge. It's all over him. He hits it. Mark struggling. Mark now fighting back. Oh, and he sends Punk to the floor. Punk to the floor. What's Mark doing? He's crazy. Oh, look at that. He lands right on the knee of Cabana. And Jay has been taken out on the floor. Frog splash on the ribs. Cover. We have new tag team champions once again. The Second City Saints have walked into with the titles, and they are walking out with the titles. The round robin challenge ends with each team with one victory and one loss. But the most important thing, the Second City Saints are still your Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. And ladies and gentlemen, I've just been, hold on, what's this, Moff and Whitmer? They are going to be challenging for the tag titles next week in Philadelphia. I was just told by Artie, our producer, in my earpiece, that they will be getting a title shot next week in Philadelphia. And now Jay is jumping Moff. We have a brawl breaking out. It's breaking loose in Boston. All mayhem here in ROH. Everyone's fighting with everybody. These three teams prove that anyone can beat anyone. Oh, Jason hard into the steel. Don Sinclair, he has no chance of keeping any kind of order. We've seen mayhem from beginning to end, and it's continuing right here at the end of the show. Oh, a chair across the head of Jay Briscoe. A Say moonsault by Colt Cabana. And now CM Punk looks like he wants to hit a dive of his own on the brawl on the floor. Mark, look, it's Ricky Steamboat! Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is back! Steamboat is teaching Punk a lesson. What's he doing?
The Dragon's gonna fly!
Ricky Steamboat gets a measure of revenge on the Second City Saints. What's going to happen next week at Generation Next? What a hot start to the summer here in Ring of Honor. There is no telling what's going to happen this summer. Philadelphia, Dayton, Baltimore, Elizabeth, New Jersey outside of New York City, Milwaukee, Chicago, right back here in Boston. ROHWrestling.com for all the details on the hottest summer in Ring of Honor history. For Mark Nolte, I'm Chris Lovey. Thank you for joining us on this ROH home release.
You want that tag out? You gotta wrestle before.
Striker, you have a guy who lost the big one to Samoa Joe on the last show. Now, when I challenged into this best of 3 series, I thought, hey, maybe the best way to beat him is to give the man a box of razor blades, let him book his own ending. And Matt Striker, it's down the road, not across the street, okay? You remember that. But tonight, I think I proved that maybe the best way to beat him is to humiliate him in the ring. You see, I beat him 1, 2, 3. Nobody thought I could do it. He's a Field of Honor champion. That doesn't matter. I beat him once, and I'm going to beat him again. 2 straight. No need for a third match. Generation Next on May 22nd. You see, they're telling me I have to earn my spot. I have to climb the ladder. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody else here has talent on loan from God. But I'll play their game. I'll climb their ladder. And I've got a big surprise on May 22nd. Bang.
Okay, cut. Thanks.
Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So, backbreakers, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I told you. I knew it could happen, and it got done. Danny, you should be proud of yourself. Chris would be so proud of you. At the end of the night, you got your head in the game, you were focused, and you made things happen. That's what we wanted, and you did it. Right, Beej?
That's right. I don't like you, Danny. You definitely don't like me. But all differences aside, we've already beat the Saints once for these belts. So Ring of Honor has no choice but to give us another shot in the future, in the near future, for those belts.
Let me tell you something. Big redneck son of a bitch. I don't like you one bit. I don't care for you one bit. There's one thing that we did tonight. We worked like a unit when we had to. And for 1 hour, we held the Ring of Honor tag team titles. I'm not doing this for you or you. When I needed the prophecy, it was there for me. Damn it, the prophecy needs me now. Let's ride and let's take this son of a bitch to where it's gotta be. Let's do it. Let's do it. Roll.